I want to start off today's show by thanking you all for 39,000 subscribers. It is our biggest milestone yet, but the real big one is coming up next, 40K. I need you guys to help me get there. 889 subscribers away would be the biggest moment in this channel's history. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do that right now. It's free to do so. All it takes is one click. Boom, you're done. And in return, you get daily Ravens videos, all 100% free. And if you love the Ravens, I promise you, you'll love this channel. It is another Monday loss. I usually said Happy Victory Monday. At least that's what I've said one time this season. And I have not said it since after week 2. 17-3 was the final yesterday against the Los Angeles Rams. And now in your final 2 games, or your most recent 2 games, you have been outscored 61-13. Cooper Rush, who we signed in March, everybody thought he's going to be the perfect bridge quarterback. He did it in Dallas, right? If Lamar ever goes down, Cooper Rush is going to be able to get you a win, maybe even 2. Well, Cooper Rush had his chance, and absolutely nothing. 1 touchdown scored by this offense with Cooper Rush at the helm. In your last 2 games, 6.5 points a game. The defense finally showed up yesterday, and the offense did not. They did not. 1 touchdown scored, like I said earlier, in your last 2 contests. That's not good enough. It's not even close to good enough. I don't care if Cooper Rush is playing. I don't care if Joe Montana at 70 years old is playing. This team, I feel like, should be able to score more than 1 touchdown in 8 quarters. But that's not even the worst part, unfortunately. It's really not. 3rd downs, if you have less than 2 yards, and this team is running the football in 2025, so 3rd down runs with less than 2 yards to go, they are 3 for 8 in converting that 3rd down. They are converting at less than a 50% clip when they're running it on 3rd and 2 or less. Like, how is that even possible? I don't care if Lamar Jackson is out. I don't care about how this offensive line looked. I don't care about anything. You should be able to convert 3rd and 2 runs at higher than like a 40% clip. You have Derrick freaking Henry, 6'2", 252 pounds. Future Hall of Famer in your backfield. You're either not giving him the football or he's getting blown up behind the line of scrimmage because you're getting out-physicaled and outmanned up on your front 5. And against the Rams, they had a ton of these opportunities. 3rd and 2. Okay, here we go. Offenses, they're cooking. They started off hot yesterday. They got a 3rd and 2. Derrick Henry is not in the football game. Instead, it's Justice Hill, who is, and I'm just guessing here, probably 5'8", 200 pounds, maybe soaking wet. Of course, they didn't convert that. 2nd and 1, goal line, about to get a touchdown. Mark Andrews, tush push. Okay, next play, reset. Let's do something new. Nope, 3rd and 1. Goal to go. Mark Andrews, tush push. Both of those get stuffed. So then automatically, it's 4th down. Now it's 4th and goal. 1.5 yards to go. And then everybody and their mother knows where they're going with this next. I mean, look at this from the Rams. Look at how they're playing this. Look at how they're defending this. Because Derrick Henry is finally in the I formation like he should have been on 2nd down and 1. Cooper Rush is under center, not Mark Andrews. Everybody knows where this is going. If you watch this game with your grandma, I guarantee you she knew where this is going. So, of course, they were able to stop it. But one of the reasons they were able to stop it is because it was not blocked correctly. Big surprise there. If you look at this right here, I got Andrew Voorhees circled. He is going to pull on this play. His goal, his job, is to block Jared Verse. He pulls. You can see Zaire Mitchell-Payton circled. Andrew Voorhees is supposed to take care of Verse. Payton is supposed to go around Voorhees and take care of the Rams linebacker circled in yellow. But of course, that does not happen because Jared Verse absolutely blows back on Andrew Voorhees, and then Zaire Mitchell-Payton now has to block Jared Verse. But guess what? He takes those guys, 2-on-1, still makes the play. 4th and goal. You don't get a touchdown. You are 2nd and goal from the 1, and you don't score a touchdown. And the first problem with this, in my opinion, is that entire offensive line just gets absolutely bullied, okay? Gage, do me a favor and go to the second photo of those ones we just showed you. Everybody just gets bullied, pushed off their blocks, out physical, like we've been talking about all season long. This team has zero physicality, okay? Next one, please, Gage. Thank you. You can see it right here. Ready? Look, where's Daniel Faalele? Where's Tyler Linderbaum? Roger Rosengarten's on the ground. Everybody is just getting absolutely bullied. And then, now we got to talk about Andrew Voorhees because he is the initial problem because he is far too slow on his pull. Andrew Voorhees is the reason that this play will work or it doesn't. He's slow to get around. Jared Verse, able to get leverage and blow that play up. And then the third problem with that play, Zaire Mitchell-Payton is not Patrick Ricard. Patrick Ricard being out is causing you far more problems than I think anybody expected, myself included. And I love Patrick Ricard, but I did not think having your fullback out of a game would give you this much hurt for the first 5 games of this season, 6 games of this season. And then the funniest thing is like later in the game, it's 3rd and 1. They run Henry off tackle, 7 yards, convert, first down. 3 for 8 this season on 3rd down runs with less than 2 yards to go. 3 for 8. We have to start talking about Todd Monken. I talked about him in my instant reaction. I talked about him this morning on the channel. We've got to start having this discussion because it's easy to hate Zach Orr. It's easy to hate John Harbaugh. It's a lot harder to have a problem with Todd Monken, but I think we should right now because there's just a consistent confusion and lack of execution, in my opinion. Every single game, you can point to multiple plays and say, this offensive lineman doesn't know what he's doing. Look at this missed block. Look at this misassignment. Look at this lack of execution. And in my opinion, that falls on the head coach and that falls on the offensive coordinator. And then the questionable play calling, the back-to-back Andrews tush pushes, the questionable decisions to keep trotting out Cooper Rush, even though he was giving you absolutely nothing. What would you do? We're going to play a little Don Quinones. What would you do? How would you fix the Baltimore Ravens? I get it. It is a massive question. But I want to hear your answer. Act like you're the owner. Act like you're Eric DaCosta. Let me know in the comment section. Coming up next, unfortunately, we got more of, quote, how is this even possible? Because our old friend, Daniel Faalele, he's back, and he is worse than ever. Something that's better than ever, though, is our friends at Prize Picks and the deal they are offering you right now. All you got to do, download the app, use our code CLNS. You get $50 in lineups. All you got to do, play a $5 lineup. You and I make decisions every single day. But the cool thing is, on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. The flex play is my favorite thing about Prize Picks, because here's my Prize Picks lineup for tonight. I have the less on Caleb Williams pass and rush yards, the less on Jane Daniels rush yards, and the less on Josh Allen pass attempts. If one of these doesn't hit, if you flex play it, you're still able to win money. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. It is Monday. Now it is time to point out how bad Daniel Faalele was. I'm trying to get something started. Fa-a-loser. Let's get into it. Alrighty. Wide open hole. right? This is looking like it is in the A-gap between what should be Daniel Faalele and Tyler Linderbaum. Now, he's climbing to the second level because it is his job to block that linebacker, and he thinks, I'll just swing my fist at him. He misses, and then he gets absolutely turned around. How many times this year have we seen Daniel Faalele staring either at Lamar Jackson or at Derrick Henry? And I want to give you one guess. Who makes this tackle? It was the linebacker that he was supposed to block. And you know how his name is Daniel Faalele? Well, emphasis on the fall. Because I don't know how many times this guy just ends up on the ground. It's absolutely unbelievable. You see right here on the ground. Guess who makes the tackle? That's right, Jared Verse. Guess who's supposed to block Jared Verse? The guy that's taking a nap. Not his only nap of the day. We talked about that fourth down stop for the Los Angeles Rams. Guess who was sleeping for that one? That's right, Daniel Faalele. I mean, this dude is laying down more than anybody I've ever seen play the game of football. And it just continues to show all of his struggles, all of his misses this season, all the way back to week 1, right? Where he is just lost, staring, trying to find somebody to hit, doesn't know where he's going. Like, it's unbelievable at this point, in my opinion. It's unbelievable how he continues to have these same consistent problems week after week. But that's not what's unbelievable, okay? It's not his fault. He's a starter. He's not making himself be the starter. In my opinion, he is unplayable. And that is almost the most unbelievable part of all of this, is that he continues to get trotted out there week after week, game after game, after showing this film every single day. It's mind-boggling. Should the Ravens bench Daniel Faalele? Give me a yes or a no in the comment section down below. This should be a million yeses in the comments. If you think so, let me know. All right, before we get out of here, let's go around the AFC North. Everything you missed from the division rivals this weekend. Pittsburgh beat the Cleveland Browns 23-9. They now improved to 4-1. Cincinnati Bengals lost to Green Bay 37-18. That's supposed to be 27. Joe Flacco looked decent. He's Joe Flacco. With the Steelers going to 4-1, they remain at the top of the AFC North standings. Cincinnati Bengals in second at 2-4. Baltimore and Cleveland round out the bottom two at 1-5, with Baltimore over Cleveland because they've won the head-to-head. For the first time this season, Pittsburgh is now favored to win the division over Baltimore. That's right. Even when Baltimore was 1-4 last week, they were still the favorites to win it. Now, according to FanDuel, Pittsburgh at -145. Baltimore still in a close second. Cincinnati, Cleveland, they're almost out of it entirely. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you got me followed on socials. Joey Peterson 8, both platforms. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Trying to get to 40,000 as quickly as we can. I need your help.